Howdy, howdy, this is Blue Otter, and today we are playing Rabbit's Hop. I would like to thank the devs for providing me with a key so that I could bring this to y'all. This is a cute little game where we're guiding clever rabbits into one hole using smart hops and limited moves. Let's go ahead and start with level 1. So each one of these mechanics is introduced where this one is the basic one of you click on the bunny and the square that you are wanting to move the bunny to, with the goal being to get into the hole in the number of moves that you're given or less. So here you're also allowed to hop over items, such as in this case you have a rock and a mushroom. You can also leap over other bunnies, but you have to be careful because if you run out of moves, that hole will close up. So this is literally just, you are leapfrogging, or I guess leap rapiding. But you can't leap over them around corners because you can only move horizontal or vertical. Now this is a mechanic that I honestly missed out, and it caused some later frustrations because you had certain blocks that you couldn't move. So I feel like this could have probably been explained a little bit better, but it's still okay. The bunny faces, and so whatever is behind the bunny, they can't move backwards. So it is a matter of jumping over. It can sometimes feel a little tedious to do the clicking like that, but it works. So this is all, we're really trying to manage as many movement items as you can get with really trying to capitalize on the moving across. So there, I've got those lined up. These, I'm just trying to line them all up. And sometimes you just got to spin the movement to get them up and down and lined up. And sometimes you think you clicked and you didn't click, but that's okay. And then you're able to get them all in. This was the level that I first had some difficulty with the what ended up being facing issues. But I will manage to get there in the end. It's just yeah, I'm trying to get through, and I managed to make it with just enough to spare. Now this one introduces a new mechanic, and I wish they kind of had a little thing that every time they introduce you to a mechanic, they would tell you about that mechanic. This is a log that you have to roll up so that you can get them up. And of course this guy, since he can't go up because his back is facing the log, you've got to go around. On this one, I did not realize first how to do this. This one actually did take me 2 attempts, and I just restarted. You have to use the squirrels, but the squirrels don't have to go into the hole. It's only the bunnies are going into the hole. So here, utilizing that same log and with the log movement with the squirrel, going through and trying to really calculate up how I want to do this. And some of it is a matter of just some trial and error and working through some things. At this point, I realized that I've got... I could have moved him over the squirrel and not had issues. This one was interesting because it adds the lily pad mechanic, and for that you do have to have some kind of movement going around, because this game is very movement based. This one, of all the levels, this one I think was my absolute favorite. And it's just this simple lily pad of going around. So I wanted to keep that guy there. And then I moved him over. I moved him to the left. And I debated about, do I move him down? But I needed to get him into the hole. So I went right there. Now, at this point, I had also switched over to a easier mode. So I do have a couple of extra moves. But that's more because I was somewhat struggling a bit. And yeah, there you also have that lily pad. So you're having to keep into account some of the lily pad. I probably should have kept the other guy there. But that's okay because you can back out. And then we're going to jump everyone over. There. One thing I would like to see, this one was also really interesting. I like the ones that had the lily pads. They provided an interesting movement technique. Now this one also tricked me up a bit because of the placement and the, you know, how they're looking. Or the direction of where the bunnies are. I think this is probably my second favorite level. And this one I had to step back and come back and reattempt it. So this one was perhaps the hardest one for me, and this is really where the missing the directional really came into play and really left me frustrated. There is a sequence that you can go through, which I am going to show you, of getting all of the bunnies, because the squirrels don't have to go into the hole, onto the log, and utilizing that log to get to the into where all the bunnies can line up to go into the hole. And it does take a little bit of maneuvering, but you do have a plethora of movement as well. Because again, whenever you can, use the opportunity to have the bunny hop over. And then we're going to work towards getting all the bunnies back over onto the log so we can get them over or into the hole. So the sooner you can get this over, the faster you're able to do that. So overall, this is a really cute game. There are more levels. Looks like there's 4 stages. So my final thoughts and opinion, this is a really cute game. I do like it. There are a couple of suggestions that I would have that I would like to see. The first is a free move mode where you have unlimited movement, but then you're given medals based off of how many moves you make. So you could have the hard level would receive a gold, medium would receive a silver, and the easy would receive a bronze. But at the same point, if you pass at any point, then you can still continue on and be able to view and play into the next level. These could also be attached to Steam achievements. The second suggestion that I have would be to have a glossary where you could go back and review the tutorial tips and hints. While you may be able to go back into previous levels and look at those hints, you would have to be potentially going back and looking in multiple levels to try to figure out where that was. I'd also like to be able to see anytime a new mechanic is introduced, such as the log or lily pad, to have another one of those little icons. You might be able to even have a thing where you can toggle those on and off in the settings. But I feel like having a glossary where they're just all on a single page would be helpful, because then I'm not having to go back and look through multiple levels to see which level they're introduced the mechanic that I'm actually looking for. With all that being said, I do find this to be a fun game. It is cute. The graphics are cute. The music is catchy. I enjoyed it. It's a great puzzle game. I think it's worth the pickup. Let me know in the comments if you would like me to cover the other stages. Link will be in the description. Thank you for watching. Have an utterly fantastic day, and see you next time.